I woke up from a car crash on my way to get a divorce. I remembered everyone except her. When my sister angrily ranted about my girlfriend Lee Jiran not visiting me in the hospital, she froze when I asked, "Who is Lee Jiran?" What did I mean? You do not know who Lee Jiran is? Seeing my blank stare, my sister leaped from her chair and frantically buzzed the nurse. 10 minutes later, the doctor finished the exam. Physically, I was fine, but my brain had lost a chunk of memory. My sister stared at me. It took her a moment to ask, "How old are you? 23, sis? How could you forget that?" She gasped. My memory had literally reset by 2 entire years. But then a light bulb went off in her head. This was her chance to save her little brother. She cleared her throat and warned me with absolute seriousness that Lee Jiran I mentioned, she is toxic, bad to the bone. If you ever see her, run the other way. Got it? I did not really understand, but I nodded anyway. A few days later I was discharged. My sister brought me back to our family home. I had been fitzy for 2 years, but since my memory reverted by exactly 2 years, I felt right at home. I jumped out of the car, ran inside and saw Mom watering flowers. I hugged her from behind. "Mom, I am back. Why did you not visit me?" Mom already knew about my amnesia from my sister. She usually hated going outside, but she had been waiting in the garden since dawn, her mind totally blanking on the flowers in front of her. The maid kept shouting, "Madam, that is enough, you are drowning them." With my arms around her, Mom's eyes welled up. She patted my head. "Your sister did not tell me. Go inside, sweetie. I had your favorite dessert made." I cheered and ran straight through the villa doors. Mom watched my retreat, her heart heavy. She turned to a maid, her voice turning cold, "Erase all of Yuan's medical records. Do not let Lee Jiran find him. It is best if they never meet again." Finally, her little brother was free from that toxic woman, reclaiming his rightful place as the young master of the Lee family. Meanwhile, 66 floors up in the towering Lee Corporation building, the CEO's office was dead silent, the air so heavy it was suffocating. Lee Jiran looked up at her assistant. Her voice was calm, her gaze steady, yet it sent a shiver down his spine. "You are telling me that after all this time, to have found absolutely nothing?" The assistant held his breath, sweat dripping from his forehead. "Yes, President Lee. He seems to have vanished into thin air." Lee Jiran narrowed her eyes. "You think a person can just disappear?" The assistant froze, terrified. "Having failed to find a single trace of me. Keep looking." He wiped his sweat and retreated. Feeling unusually restless, Lee Jiran grabbed her suit jacket and went home. But her villa was just as silent. She vaguely recalled how whenever she used to return, a warm light would greet her, and I would be curled up on the sofa waiting. Now there was only darkness. She flipped the switch. As the bright lights flashed on, she winced slightly, squinting. When she opened her eyes, she was met with an empty living room. No one was waiting for her anymore, let alone cooking a table full of food. She pressed her hand against her chest. For the first time she felt how cold this house truly was. Meanwhile, after half a month of resting at home, being pampered hand and foot, I felt like I was starting to grow mold. Since my sister had successfully erased my tracks, she took pity on me. "Why don't you go out and have some fun?" My eyes lit up and I immediately called my best friend. Huo Nanfeng was shocked to hear from me. "What made you call me out of the blue?" I kicked back in the garden rocking chair, soaking up the sun. "Let's hang out." He found it even stranger. Though we had kept in touch over the last 2 years, I never initiated plans. I was always making excuses like I have to cook for Lee Jiran. Every sentence revolved around her. "Testing the waters," he asked. "Where to?" "A bar." To his surprise, I immediately agreed. Sure, before long, Huo Nanfeng was waiting for me outside the club. A sleek black Maybach pulled up, and I stepped out wearing streetwear. Seeing him at the entrance, I slid my sunglasses down with one finger, flashing a grin. "Hey." He stood there, completely stunned. "Did you take the wrong meds?" he blurted. "Weren't you playing the devoted house husband for that woman? You look ready to pick up girls today. Why are you out?" "What about your girl?" My sister practically forced me to go out. "Oh right, I forgot to tell you. I got into a car crash and lost 2 years of memories." Huo Nanfeng stared at me, dumbfounded. No way. Then it clicked. If I lost 2 years of memories, I must have forgotten that toxic Lee Jiran's. That was amazing news. He immediately threw his arm around my shoulder. "Let's celebrate, today is on me." We headed inside. The stage looked a bit bare with the drum kit sitting empty. Huo Nanfeng nudged me. "Wanna play a set?" Before walking off, he paused. "Do you even remember how?" I smirked and snapped my fingers. "Just watch me." When Lee Jiran walked into the bar, she was greeted by this exact scene. There I was on stage, wild, carefree, and effortlessly cool. I was playing the drums, with perfect rhythm, radiating confidence. She froze instantly. Seeing her expression darken, her companion followed her gaze. He gasped, stammering, Isn't that your husband?" Lee Jiran's eyes went cold. She had been searching for me for days, never expecting to run into me here. As she stormed toward a booth with a freezing expression, the companion quickly followed. "Jiran, aren't you going to talk to him? He is not my husband." Her icy gaze locked onto me. "I want to see what he is up to tonight." They sat down. She kept staring at my wild performance, finding the guy on stage completely unrecognizable. For the past 2 years I had been quiet and submissive around her, but now, pounding those drums, my face was alive with a passion she had never seen. Lee Jiran threw her head back and downed her drink. On stage I finished my set to wild applause, smiling as I scanned the crowd for Huo Nanfeng. He was grinding with a girl on the dance floor, clearly too busy for me. I stepped off the stage. Suddenly some nearby called out, "Hey handsome," I was not sure if she meant me but I looked anyway. Her heavy, flirtatious gaze instantly made me uncomfortable. I frowned automatically. "Can I help you, miss?" Feng Xiu studied my face. "You look incredibly familiar." "That's a pretty outdated pickup line, don't you think?" She did not answer, knitting her brow in thought before suddenly slapping her palm. "I remember now, you are Muyan's younger brother, aren't you? You know my sister?" Feng Xiu stepped closer, casually throwing her arm over my shoulder to pull me toward a VIP room. "I am Feng Xiu, your sister's frenemy. It's okay if you don't remember me." I am not used to. I was uncomfortable with the sudden touch and shrugged her off. "Even if you are my sister's friend, keep your hands to yourself." She laughed. "Feisty, aren't we? Come, have a drink with me." Before I could even decline, she pulled me straight into her private room. On guard, I watched as she waved over two handsome guys, cuddling up to one on each side. I stared coldly. Does my sister act like this too? Hearing me speak, Feng Xiu dismissed the men with a wave, resting her elbows on her knees as she leaned in. She smirked. "Want to find out?" She patted the seat next to her. "Come here." My face darkened instantly. I stood up, looking down at her. "If you are going to keep playing games, I am leaving." She laughed and waved her hands in surrender. Okay, my bad. I will behave, alright? Honestly, I don't know if your sister is secretly in love or what." Before she could finish, the door was slammed open. The loud crash startled me, and I almost swore out loud. Feng Xiu also frowned, looking highly annoyed. "Who do you think you are?" A striking woman stood at the door, her beautiful face so cold it could freeze water. Li Jiren marched inside and stopped right in front of me, her red lips curling. "You are quite something. Off the radar for days, not a single trace." Was she talking to me? Do I even know her? Li Jiren's freezing gaze swept over Feng Xiu, a sneer of pure mockery in her eyes. "I see you are putting on quite a show here." Anger flared in my chest. Who did she think she was, barging in with this passive-aggressive attitude? Especially since I did not even know her. Feng Xiu stayed silent, her brow furrowed. Why would the powerful heiress of the Li family have anything to do with her best friend's little brother? Li Jiren's tone was deeply annoying. My face hardened. "Do I know you, miss? Didn't your mother teach you any manners?" The moment I said that, Feng Xiu, who had been watching the drama, burst out laughing. Li Jiren's face turned even icier. She clearly had not expected me to talk back. Suppressing her mounting rage, she lunged forward, her tight grip locking around my wrist. "Come with me." I was officially furious. "Are you insane?" Li Jiren froze. She turned her head, scanning me up and down with cold, calculating eyes. "Nice act. Keep it up later." I stared at her, completely speechless. Just then Feng Xiu finally spoke. "Miss Li, I think you are hurting my little brother." Li Jiren sneered, dodging the comment entirely. "Are you actually interested in this kind of man, Miss Feng?" I violently yanked my wrist free. "Are you from Dunhuang? Why are you so full of drama? Who gave you the right to judge anyone?" Seeing things spiral out of hand, Feng Xiu quickly stood up and pulled me protectively behind her. "Did you hear that, Li Jiren? He doesn't know you." I rolled my eyes at her. So, this was the infamous Li Jiren. Remembering my sister's warning, I blurted out without a second thought, "Are you that girl?" Li Jiren looked absolutely stunned that I would say that. I smirked as her face grew darker by the second. My smile did not reach my eyes. "There is no need for this. I genuinely don't know you. I got into a car crash and lost my memory." Li Jiren's brow furrowed. She did not buy it at first, but looking at how differently I acted, she realized it must be true. She scrutinized me with a cold glare, but I met her gaze without flinching. Soon she masked her emotions, her voice turning freezing cold. "Amnesia makes this even easier. We go to the Civil Affairs Bureau for a divorce." The Ru fell dead silent. "Wait, me?" I pointed a stiff, disbelieving finger at myself. Feng Xiu gasped. I felt like I had been struck by lightning. "What? I got married during those lost 2 years?" My heart hammered in my chest. I asked tentatively, "Do we have kids?" Li Jiren did not answer, only shooting me a cold, mocking look. I took that as a no. It also made me realize this marriage was far from happy. I had no idea the last 2 years were like, but current memory was of my old, spoiled, fearless self. Back then I feared absolutely nothing. I would even yell at my sister when pissed off. Looking at this woman who had glared at me since she walked in, my expression soured. Good. No kids is better. I will gladly sign the papers tomorrow. I stared right back at her, dead-eyed and calm. "I agree to the divorce. You can leave now." Li Jiren's eyes grew even colder. "I hope you keep your word." Without a single backward glance, she turned and stormed out. As I stood there processing everything, Feng Xiu finally spoke up. "Who knew you were married?" "Well, you are single again anyway." "Excuse me, Miss Feng, I will take my leave." I walked out, took a deep breath, forgot the drama and called Huo Nanfeng to find his location. When I found him, he was chugging drinks like a hero. I waved to leave, but he stumbled up to follow. I held him up, grit my teeth and hissed. "Why did no one tell me I was married?" He gasped. "I thought you knew. Your sister didn't tell you?" I cursed Li Muyan in my head. She called Li Jiren a cheat but never mentioned I married the woman since Nanfeng was wasted. I dragged him back to the Li house. Entering, we found Li Muyan sitting cross-legged on the couch, looking furious. Hearing us, she looked up and snapped, "So you finally decided to come back?" Then she froze, seeing Nanfeng in my arms. "Why is he here?" Gasping for air, I dumped him onto the couch. He rolled right into her, groaning. She stiffened, rigidly using one finger to shove his head away. I poured myself a huge glass of water, gulped it down, and pointed at her. Take Nanfeng to the guest room. Before she could protest, I spun around with a freezing glare. I still have a bone to pick with you, I growled. She shut up instantly, turned and nudged Nanfeng's foot with her toe. Hey, can you stand? Nanfeng completely ignored her. Eyes closed, he was already fast asleep. Li Muyan stared down at him for a long moment, let out a heavy sigh, and finally hauled him to the guest room. I stood frozen, then rubbed my chin and smirked. Looks like those two had their own drama while I was amnesiac. I headed to my room, showered and got into bed. Just as I was drifting off, I remembered my old phone. I had saved it in my drawer after the crash. I got up and dug it out. Opening the gallery, my eyes locked on the very last photo. It was an intimate picture of Li Zhiran and another man. I was furious. What a cheat, she actually stepped out on our marriage. The next morning I headed straight to the divorce registry. Li Zhiran was right on time. Punctual today, are we? She sneered. Cut the crap, let's get this over with, I said, walking right past her. She watched me go, frowning. She had her assistant check every hospital last night but found no medical records of mine. Not even a trace of a car accident. She stood there in silence for a moment before pushing her doubts aside and walking inside. The divorce went fast. Stepping back out, I stared at the green certificate, lost in thought. While I was sighing, Li Zhiran suddenly spoke up coldly. Go back and pack up your things. Her commanding tone was a habit, but I just frowned. Throw it all away. I don't want it. Her eyes shifted and she was about to say something, but then a warm voice called out Asa. We both turned to look. A man wearing a light blue shirt was walking toward us. The moment he reached her, he intimately draped his arm around her shoulder and said, Let's go, shall we? Her cold expression softened instantly. Let's go, she replied. I watched in silence, disgusted by He Shung's shameless tang. I muttered something under my breath, which caught their attention. They didn't hear my exact words, but they noticed me. He Juning let go of her and walked over. Hey Yuan, I heard you lost your memory? His smile grew wider as he leaned in to whisper, but she is still mine. He then stood up straight, acting like nothing had happened. You two have fun showing off here. I'm out, I said, turning on my heel. Since I hadn't worked in 2 years, I headed to my old workplace to see if they were hiring. The second I walked in, someone recognized me. An old colleague greeted me. Hey Yuan, you're back, I nodded with a smile. When I mentioned wanting my job back, the director was thrilled. Fantastic, we're hiring, and you know how few people apply for this role. Of course they didn't. Being a mortician takes serious guts after all. Can I sign the contract now, I asked. Of course. I just worry about the office gossip. I don't care about gossip, my work speaks for itself. I immediately went to sign the papers. After completing the onboarding, the boss set up a new office for me. As I carried a stack of reference books down the hall, I spotted our wall of fame. There I was. I stared at my younger, naive face in the photo, and chuckled. By the time I finished packing, night had fallen. I stretched my tired muscles, slung my suit jacket over my shoulder and headed out. A sleek matte black Bugatti was parked by the curb. I gave it a passing glance, not caring at all. I looked away. But as I walked past, a polite voice called out, Sir. There was nobody else around, so he was definitely talking to me. I frowned and turned to see a man smiling warmly at me. The young mistress wishes to see you, sir. She hopes you will join her at the family estate. The window rolled down, revealing her flawless icy profile. She looked at me coldly. Feeling a bit playful, I said, first, drop the sir. Second, if she wants something, let her get down and say it to my face. The assistant panicked, but before he could consult her, Li Zhiran opened the door and stepped out. She glared at me, scoffing. You've grown quite bold, haven't you? I gave her a knowing look, but she cut me off. This isn't for me, grandmother wants to see you. Noting my confusion, she added. She is old and she doesn't know about the divorce, she adores you. Fine, I shrugged. I'll go, but your assistant has to drive my car back or I can't commute tomorrow. She narrowed her eyes. I held her gaze, knowing she'd yield. Sure enough, she nodded to the assistant. I smirked. I tossed the keys to the assistant. White Range Rover. Thanks, then I opened the Bugatti's rear door and slid inside. The assistant held the keys. President Li, shall I? Giron gave a flat nod. Just then I poked my head out and rattled off an address. I wasn't stupid enough to give him the Li Mansion address, so I used my studio apartment instead. Winking at Jiran, I teased, let's go. The tinted window rolled up, hiding my face. She let out a quiet scoff and got into the driver's seat. Feeling smug, I crossed my legs. The whole ride, she lectured me on how I used to behave at her home. It was exhausting. I know how to respect elders, all right? She was genuinely terrified I'd blow my cover. After all, I'm a completely different person now. But when she saw me flash a warm smile and greet the old lady like my own family, she realized she had worried for nothing. I had her laughing instantly. Grandmother couldn't hide her joy. Yuan, you haven't visited in forever. Forgot about this old woman? No way, Grandma. I've just been buried in work. She playfully flicked my forehead. Smooth talker, go eat some fresh fruit. Dinner is still cooking. Great, I reached out, but a sharp, mocking voice cut in from the stairs. Eating without washing your hands? Who taught you such terrible manners? I pulled my hand back and turned to look. A wealthy woman was gliding down the stairs, her eyes filled with disgust. Ah, so this was the mother-in-law who hated me and forced me to quit my old job. Recognizing her, I merely gave a polite nod, then smiled back at Grandma. Grandma, I'll go wash my hands first. Li Zhiran stared at my back as I walked away, likely surprised I didn't snap back at her mother like I did with her. Though Mrs. Lee despised me, she kept quiet out of respect for Grandma. Shouldn't hand washing be basic manners, she grunted. I came back and ignored her completely, chatting only with Grandma. Soon, dinner was served. I helped come sit, but my smile faded at the sight of the food. I love spicy dishes, but this bland spread looked depressing. It was so bland I lost my appetite. I took 2 bites and put down my chopsticks. Jiran noticed but stayed quiet, but Grandma chimed in. Yuan, why aren't you eating? Didn't you always love these? My heart stopped. What a headache. I wonder what lengths my past self went to please that woman. Did I seriously choke down food I hated and call it delicious? I must have been utterly lovesick. Since I had played the part so well, I just smiled it off. I'm just not very hungry today, Grandma. After dinner, Jiran and I prepared to leave. Grandma held my hand, reluctant to let me go. Yuan, you are my chosen grandson-in-law. If you're ever mistreated, tell me, I'll make things right. If that brat ever hurts you, she'll answer to me. Having lived a long life, Grandma saw right through our act. Some things simply can't be faked. I didn't burst her bubble, only smiled warmly. Alright, Grandma, Jiran is wonderful to me. I'll visit you more often. Just as we reached the front door, Mrs. Lee called out from behind, Jiran, stay. We need talk. Before Jiran could answer, I chimed in. Then I'll head out first, I said, assuming her mother had something urgent. Jiran gave up on leaving with me. Wait, it is late, let my driver take you. Sure, I replied, ignoring Mrs. Lee completely. After I left, Mrs. Lee called Jiran upstairs. With no one else around, she let her discuss show. He was incredibly rude today. Absolutely zero manners. Jiran frowned slightly. Mom, what was it you wanted to discuss? Mrs. Lee dropped the subject, threw her phone onto the table and glared. Take a look at this, I just saw it. Jiran picked it up, her face tightening. It was several photos of me and Feng Xiu at the bar. The awkward angles made us look incredibly close. Jiran gripped the phone tightly. Mom, this is a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? The proof is right here. Before her mother could rant further, Jiran flipped the phone face down. Actually, we are already divorced. Mrs. Lee froze for a second, then gasped in delight. Divorced? Since when? A few days ago, Jiran replied. Hearing that, Mrs. Lee forgot about the photos. Jiran didn't think much of it either, until the next day when the story exploded onto the hot searches. A flood of hate comments poured in, targeting me completely. She always scrolls her phone at breakfast, and today was no different. Coffee cup in one hand, phone in the other, she took a sip. Suddenly she saw the headline. She nearly spat her coffee out, immediately calling Feng Xiu. What is going on with you and my brother? Even a rabbit doesn't eat the grass near its nest. You've got some nerve. Feng Xiu was puzzled, but seeing the photos online, she understood. Smirking, she said, I haven't touched him yet. But who knows about the future? Li Muyan immediately lashed out. Don't you dare touch my brother, and I will make you pay. Feng Xiu chuckled dismissively. Suddenly remembering something before hanging up, she casually added, I actually didn't know your brother was married. Let alone that his wife is Li Jiran. Li Muyan was stunned. How do you know? Feng Xiu yawned lazily. Ran into them the other day, she said before hanging up. Meanwhile, Li Muyan stormed straight into my bedroom. I slowly blinked, my eyes open. What's wrong? She shoved her phone right in my face. Look at this, that woke me up instantly. My face darkened as I scrolled, nearly losing my temper by the end. Who posted this? Li Muyan's eyes grew cold. No idea who, but they are clearly targeting you. Don't worry about it, I'll handle this. I locked the screen and looked up. It was clearly a targeted attack. Don't worry about it, she repeated. I'll handle this. I locked my phone and looked up, absolutely calm. No need. I'll handle it myself. Seeing my resolve, Li Muyan nodded. Fine, but if you can't come find me, I am your sister. She stepped out but paused to warn me one last time. That girl Feng Xiu is no good either. I smiled, got out of bed and started washing up. While brushing my teeth and planning my next move, my phone rang. It was my boss.